My name is Bedor with Mitten Properties, and I got started in real estate about 6 years ago. My partner, Brandon, my other partner, he got me into real estate by saying, hey, I recognize you have sales skills, and why don't you come check this out? And after doing some showings, kind of getting started, it was kind of love at first sight. So started working with those buyers and sellers and seeing how I could help them out, and it's been all she wrote ever since.
My name's Deighton. I'm with Mitten Properties and EXP Realty, and I have been doing real estate for a little over 10 years now. I have my broker's license, and I got started, honestly, I was in a career where I was a sales guy for a print company, and it was a family-owned business. Things didn't work out there, ended up kind of losing my job, quite frankly. And I had a good friend of mine reach out to me and say, hey, I think you'd be good at real estate. So I was like, well, all things are on the table, so let's take a look. Ended up getting my license, passing the state exam, doing what we needed to do, and pretty good start to my career. I was Rookie of the Year and made more money helping people doing things that I actually like doing, and I was sold, hooked.
We got started partnering with Allen Edwin Homes because last year I was working with some buyers and they were getting really frustrated with the market. So they were tired of losing out on houses that had problems, and it was just an insane time. So we started pursuing other options for them. And new build options were surprisingly affordable when you were talking with the right people. So enter Allen Edwin Homes. We started chatting with Linda and Karen and the other reps here and saying, hey, what are some good options for my buyers that have these needs? So whether it was price or location, school district, all the things that buyers care about. And through that discussion, it became very apparent that this was going to be an awesome option for them. So the new build process was streamlined, simple, easy, and all the things that you hear about as far as new builds taking forever and blowing timelines and being convoluted and not having great communication, all those things went away with Allen Edwin Homes, and that's why we love talking with them and sending our buyers to them.
I got started with Allen Edwin a long time ago. I was actually in a leadership position with a different company in Ann Arbor, and that's when I first learned about Allen Edwin and their product. And honestly, the system that they have in place is so seamless. And you have a lot of challenges when you're trying to navigate through a new construction, a new build, and having the reps that they have made it simple. And it's not easy, but it is simple. And having the contacts at Allen Edwin to be able to bring your buyer client in, have them work side by side with you through that process, it made it an easy relationship to continue wanting to develop and keep doing business with.
The thing I most enjoy about working with Allen Edwin is just the streamlined process. So for us as working with buyers and sellers too, but buyers mainly with the new build process, is we want things to be streamlined, simple, as you mentioned. So simple, not easy is okay, as long as we can keep things simple and in high communication. So we can handle problems and steps along the way, but one of the things that we found with Allen Edwin is that a lot of those things went to the wayside because they were in high communication every single week. Even if there's no update, we still got an update. And those are things that we pass on, and makes all of us look good to any buyer looking for this type of scenario.
I love working with Allen Edwin because their quality is second to none. And for me, that's so important. You can find builders. In fact, we do a lot of stuff with investments and renovations. And so we're very familiar at our company of knowing what it costs, what it takes to do different projects, and having the ability to bring your buyer client in and knowing that the quality of materials, the quality of the process is going to be exceptional. That sets everything apart, and it creates a scenario where honestly, you're able to have confidence that you're not gonna have those problems that a lot of people hear when they're doing new construction, that you think, oh, it's brand new, there's never gonna be a problem, except for then there's a problem. And you don't have that with Allen Edwin. It's awesome.
The things that bring our clients to Allen Edwin is obviously when we have a discussion and we developed our own relationship with Allen Edwin Homes, the reps are fantastic because they're the ones that are in direct communication with the buyer and also help us along throughout the entire process. And the beauty of it is that we have to understand the Allen Edwin process, but no one understands it like their reps do. And that really smooths out the transaction so that we're not having to learn things brand new because every builder's a little bit different. Every buyer's a little bit different. So having an expert on the Allen Edwin side instead of working directly with a builder who's already worrying about 13 other things or 13,000 other things, that's been a real advantage.
Yeah, what brings our clients to Allen Edwin and just new construction in general is a lot of what's going on in the marketplace. And anybody who's been around or not living under a rock for the last 2 to 3 years knows that there's a lot of challenges with trying to just acquire a home and without getting into multiple offers, without having to go into a scenario where you're having heartache after heartache, not getting the home that you want. And so having a solution where we have a partnership with a builder and a big time builder at that and saying to our clients, we should evaluate this process. You should come take a look. You've got some time that you're able to allow for a new construction build to happen. So let's look at that. And then even then, we have the opportunity working with Allen Edwin, there's some quick delivery homes that are available from time to time that match what our clients want. And wow, here you can get a brand new house with amazing construction that's a little bit, customizable to what you're looking for in your retail search. And you don't have to bid out other people. You can just sign the paperwork, make this process simple, easy, and get what you want and get where you want to go in the time frame you want to get there. One of the things that I love about real estate is that relationship that you get to have with your client, because you're dealing with arguably their biggest asset, their biggest investment. And so you need the right person on your side to be able to handle that. And I take it very personally that I'm providing good information and putting my clients in a position to win for what they're looking to accomplish. And sometimes that's new construction. And being able to develop and create and shape and mold communities, gosh, there's nothing better than that. It's so exciting, it's so fulfilling. I love real estate and I could do it all day. I love talking about it. And actually one of the best things about real estate is when I'm a social person, but now everywhere I go, everybody wants to talk about real estate, and so do I. It's a good match.
I love real estate because, as Chris mentioned, this can be one of the biggest transactions of anybody's life. And it's something where it's not just about the four walls and the materials, it's your home. It's where you raise kids, it's where you have grandkids, it's all that other sort of stuff, right? And you want that to be the best experience possible. And one of the things that I love about real estate is being a conduit of solutions in a lot of ways, where one of my best friends is in a different state actually, and he was going through his first home buying process, and smart guy, and he was like, I don't know why people do this twice because it's so complicated, so complex, and so many things are going on, right? And one of those conversations is just absolutely something that we talk about with multiple buyers. I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that there was all this going into it. So my favorite part about it is being a Sherpa or a shepherd along that way to help them get to where they want to go, where otherwise it would have been a complete stress point, tons of chaos, and it's already chaos enough, right? And so just helping them get to that spot with the minimum amount of stress possible is something that I always get a ton of enjoyment out of. What sets our business at the Mitten Made Properties team apart from others is that we can come at it from tons of different angles. So it depends on where that buyer or seller wants to go. So if the buyer is looking for something specific, or if they haven't really totally dialed that in, fortunately, we have the experience where we can say, okay, are you looking for a fixer-upper? Do you need contractors? Do you need rehabs? Are you looking for a new build? Are you looking for school district? We start with, okay, what are your needs? And we can match those solutions, which is why we're here today talking about new construction, is that has fit the bill for a number of our buyers. That honestly, they would have never even considered it if we hadn't brought those kinds of solutions to it. So that's one of the advantages our team brings, and it's something that we're very excited about.
So one of the things that our team, Mitten Made Properties, that I think we do exceptionally well is we're a full service team. We fly our flag in a lot of different arenas where if you need to, you have timeline challenges. I think most people have a hard time with the timing of real estate and figuring out what really goes into it. Because it's not like you just show up and go, hey, today I'm gonna buy a house and I'm gonna move in tomorrow. That's not how that works. And a lot of the moving parts of a real estate transaction can get a little complicated, especially because there are multiple parties that are involved with that, from inspections to mortgage lending to title work. Just let alone a buyer and a seller part of the transaction. So our team is really good, trained really well to be able to help our clients. If they got to list their home, here's a good example. Maybe they need to sell the existing house that they're in, and then they want to buy a new construction. Well, it's going to take a minute to build a new house. And so when do you list your home? You have to have experts who know what the market is and know what's going on, and it's a function of economics, supply and demand. Timing matters. And so we do an excellent job at listening to our clients of what they're trying to accomplish, and then putting that filter of our expertise over top of that and making sure that they get to where they want to go, really in the time frame they want to be there.
Allen Edwin saves us time because they do exactly what they say that they're going to do, and they've really ironed out a process that makes it smooth for not only us, but the end buyer as well. And that comes with a number of different solutions in place. They've got preferred lenders that they work with. They have the whole kit and caboodle that you need to actually go through and purchase the house and help you along the way. That's something that we have extensively researched, and why we work with Allen Edwin today.
Allen Edwin saves us time by having numerous different developments that we can go look at. Depending on where our clients want to live, there's a number of great opportunities from all around Southeast Michigan, actually all over the state of Michigan and even beyond. But, being able to go to different places instead of guessing, which community they want to be in and driving like a star agent where you're going all over the map, we already know where they're at. We know we can take them in. We know they have an easy process. And there's a lot that goes into the transaction. There's a lot that goes in on the back end. But having those people ready, able, and willing to help the minute you bring your buyer and show up and give a tour, gosh, it saves a lot of time. A lot of time.
Allen Edwin has helped us grow our business by helping us bring the best possible scenario for the buyer. And on top of that, they really sat down and educated us on, okay, here's what we have, here's what's advantageous about it, here's what our process looks like, here's what our program looks like. And even though we had a lot of education at the end of that, they said, hey, look, we are your lifeline. Just connect us with everyone and we will make sure we get everything done that needs to get done. It's a simple, easy process. And for us, simple and easy, especially when we're doing so many different things throughout the day, going back to saving time, allowing us to save some time and helping our buyers be really, really happy buyers. That's how we grow our business with Allen Edwin.
So in the real estate world, when you're an agent, you're building your team, you're doing the different things that you're building a business, right? And you look for key components in a vendor relationship, and that's really what it is. So we've partnered with Allen Edwin, and they save us a ton of time because they have grown our business. It's one of those things where if the end user understood all of the things that go into a transaction, all the spinning plates, if you could imagine somebody right now spinning plates, and everybody knows that, they've seen that, you grab one and you're spinning it, and then they grab a second one, they spin that, and a third one, and a fourth one. That's real estate. And so the buyer typically never sees any of that stuff. They don't understand that the professionals working on the back end are coordinating with suppliers, making sure materials are here on site. They're working with sales and marketing people to get contracts in place. They're working with title people. There's inspections. There's so many spinning plates that go on in a transaction, and being able to work with other top professionals in this sector with the new construction really makes it seamless for us to grow our business. New construction is going to be a big segment moving forward. It's an economics thing, it's supply and demand, and they're on the front end of creating new supply.
The beauty about Allen Edwin is that it's super easy to register any buyer with them. It's as simple as connecting them with the rep who is the expert on that side of the transaction, and everything rolls from there. I can't stress how easy this whole entire process is on something that is traditionally very difficult, very chaotic. They've really streamlined a lot of it, and so that's the beauty of this whole entire process with Allen Edwin.
Yeah, when it comes to working with Allen Edwin on the agent relationship side, let's be honest, a lot of agents are lazy, and they get a client who went to a development and they walked in and they went, wow, I love new construction. And then they call you and you're like, no, oh my God, no, you didn't go in there without telling me. It's okay. You can actually call your rep, Linda, Karen, these people are amazing to work with. And when you have a relationship with them, it does matter, because you can call them and say, yeah, my client, is interested in this home, whatever series it might be, and they take care of you because they actually value the relationship with the agents. And that is different than a lot of other builders. A lot of them take a hardline approach. And yeah, you know what? Be proactive, be good, be a good agent, and go ahead and call and register your clients or send an email, give them a heads up. Hey, I've got clients that are gonna come take a look at this property. That's the best way to do it, but it's not the only way. And fortunately, because Allen Edwin values their relationships with the agents, that's why they're growing. They have great opportunities to work together, great rewards, and it's so easy to just do it.